Hello everyone, I am Mrs. Sheetal Chauhan from NCMS Jhabwa. Today I am going to start chapter number 1 of math subject, and the name of the chapter is rational numbers. So before explaining rational numbers, first we will learn about the basic concepts of this chapter, because this is an introduction video. So introduction video, it means you have to learn the basic concept of this chapter. So let us see about some definitions like natural number, which you have learned in previous classes also. So what are natural numbers? Natural numbers are counting numbers. That is, the numbers start from 1, then 2, 3, 4 and it goes up to infinity. So this type of numbers are known as natural numbers. The next type of number, whole numbers. Whole numbers start from 0. So 0, 1, 2, 3 and so on, and they also go up to infinity. Then next one is integers. What are integers? Integers are negative numbers, positive numbers including 0. So these all three together make integers. So now let's come to the name of the topic, that is rational numbers. So what are rational numbers? So it has simple definition. Any number which we can express in the form of P upon Q, where P and Q, these are integers. Integers, that means it may be negative or positive. And for example, 2 upon 5. 2 upon 5 is a rational number. Similarly, minus 3 upon 7. This is also a rational number. This one is positive rational number. And minus 3 upon 7 is negative rational number. Then one more condition it has, that denominator, that means Q cannot be equal to 0. It means, like if I put 5 upon 0, then 5 upon 0 is not a rational number, because 5 upon 0 equal to infinity, and it cannot be defined, because anything upon 0, it is undefined. So this 5 upon 0 is not a rational number. But if we talk about single number 3, the single number 3 is a rational number, because we can write 3 as 3 upon 1, which is in the form of P upon Q. Similarly, if you take single number 0, then 0 is a rational number. Okay, so this was all about rational number. So remember, this is always in the form of P upon Q, and both are integers, and Q is not equal to 0. Now let's come to the next topic, that is properties of rational numbers. So now we will discuss about different properties of rational number. And these properties we will discuss on the basis of 4 operations: addition, subtraction, multiplication and division. So first we discuss about first property. It is closure property. So closure property. What is closure property? This property also you learn in previous classes, but you learn about natural numbers and whole numbers. Like you add two natural numbers, 4 plus 2, so it is 6. So 6 is also a natural number. Similarly, this one we see for rational number. For example, for addition it is A plus B equal C. So C is also a rational number. So what is closure property? The addition of two rational number is always a rational number. So let's check this for addition. So we can select any two rational numbers, like 2 upon 7 plus 3 upon 7. Now we add them. So their denominator is 7 and 2 plus 3 it is 5. So 5 upon 7 is also a rational number. That means it is applicable for addition. Now we check it for subtraction. Now subtraction of two rational number is also a rational number. For this we can take any example. So select two numbers like 5 upon 9 minus 3 upon 9. Now subtract it. So their denominator is 9 and numerator is 5 minus 3, that is 2. So 2 upon 9 is also a rational number. That means closure property is applicable for subtraction also. Now we check it for third criteria, that is multiplication. So for multiplication again we choose two different types of rational number, like 3 upon 5, one rational number, then another one is 1 upon 2. Now multiply them. So 3 into 1 it is 3 and 5 into 2 it is 10. That means 3 upon 10, which is again a rational number. It means it is applicable for multiplication also. Now last operation is division. For division, if you divide one rational number with another rational number, then it can be divided. But it has also one condition. If you divide any rational number like 2 upon 3, if you divide it by 0, then in this case what happened? It is again undefined term. That's why the closure property is not applicable in division, because we get here infinite. So closure property is applicable for addition, for subtraction, for multiplication, but not for division. Okay, so this was all about closure property. Now let's see the next property, which is known as commutative property. So what is commutative property? In commutative property, you have to choose any two types of rational numbers. Like for this one commutative property, again we check it for four criteria: addition, subtraction, multiplication and division. So first we check it for addition. For addition, commutative property is a plus b equal b plus a. Okay, so now you can choose any two rational number like 3 upon 9 plus 4 upon 9. Here what we have done? Here we just reverse the order. Here we take b first. B means 4 upon 9. Then we take a, that is 3 upon 9. Now add. So we get 3 plus 4 it is 7, and here again 4 plus 3 it is 7. That means LHS equal RHS. Both sides are equal. That means commutative property works on addition. Now we check it for subtraction. So for subtraction, our property is a minus b equal b minus a. Again you choose two different rational number. For example, 5 upon 3 minus 2 upon 3. These two rational number we select. Now just reverse their order. So 2 upon 3 minus 5 upon 3. Now subtract it. So here we get 3, 5 minus 2, it is again 3 upon 3. Here 2 minus 5 and 2 minus 5 it is minus 3 upon 3. Why minus 3 upon 3? Because 5 is greater. So sign of greater. So are these equal? No, they are not equal because one is positive and one is negative. It means A minus B is not equal B minus A. That means this commutative property is not applicable for subtraction. Now check it for multiplication. For multiplication it is A into B equal B into A. That means now we have to take two rational numbers and then multiply them. For multiplication we choose two numbers for like 7 upon 3 into 2 upon 5 equal 2 upon 5 into 7 upon 3. Now multiply them. So 7 into 2 it is 14 and 3 5s are 15. Same way here 2 into 7 it is 14 and 5 into 3 it is 15. That means both are equal. That means commutative property works on multiplication. Okay. Now last one is for division. For division again you can take any two rational numbers like 5 upon 6 divided by 3 upon 4. Now in earlier classes you learn how to solve division. So division we convert into multiplication. So 5 upon 6 into and then we change their place. That means 4 comes up and 3 comes down. And then we multiply. So 5 4s are 20 and 6 3s are 18. This one when we solve A divided by B. Now B divided by A. Okay. So 3 upon 4. Now divide again convert into multiply. So this one goes up. So this is 6 upon 5. Now multiply them. So 3 6s are 18 and 4 5s are 20. So this is 20 upon 18 and this is 18 upon 20. Are they equal? No, they are not equal. It means A divided by B is not equal B divided by A. So from here it is clear that commutative property works on addition and multiplication, but addition property is not applicable for subtraction and division. Okay, so this was about commutative property. Now next property is associative property. So what is associative property? In associative property, we have to select three rational numbers. Okay? And this one again we check it for all. Like here, for addition it is A plus B in bracket plus C equal A plus then in bracket B plus C. So you have to select three rational number. By simple example I can explain you here. Like if you select three numbers, three natural numbers 1, 2 and 3. So according to the property it is A plus B plus C equal A plus B plus C in second bracket. So 1 plus 2 in first bracket plus 3 equal 1 plus 2 plus 3. Now 1 plus 2 it is 3. First you have to solve the bracket and here 2 plus 3 it is 5. 2 plus 3 it is 5. So 3 plus 3 it is 6 and 1 plus 5 it is 6. It means both are equal. So same thing we can do it by taking the example of rational numbers. So here we take 1 upon 5, 3 upon 5 and 2 upon 5. First we side left hand side, so we get 6 upon 5, and on solving right hand side again we get 6 upon 5. So associative property is applicable for addition. Okay, now for subtraction. If you take any rational number, 3 rational number, and apply it on this property like a minus b in bracket minus c equal a minus bracket b minus c, then when you put the value, then what you will find? LHS and RHS are not equal. That means these two are not equal. So the subtraction of rational number is not associative. Okay, so this one you can do it in the same way by taking the example of any rational numbers. Now third one is multiplication. For multiplication it is a into b into in bracket into c equal a into b into c in bracket. So like I solve here, same way you have to solve first bracket. So here I choose 3 numbers, 2 upon 3, 4 upon 2 and 1 upon 5. Then I solve first this bracket. On multiplication I get 8 upon 6 and then 8 upon 6 multiplied by 1 upon 5. So I got 8 upon 30. Similarly I solved that RHS. So RHS is also 8 upon 30. It means both sides are equal, and both are equal, it means associative property is applicable on multiplication. Okay, now last is division. For division it is a divided by b in bracket divided by c is not equal a divided by b divided by c in bracket. So this one now you can solve it by putting any 3 rational number. So what you find? The division of rational number is not associative. That means addition and multiplication is associative, but subtraction and division is not associative. Okay, so this was all about the third property, that is associative property. Now let's see next property, that is distributive property. Now what is distributive property? In distributive property, again we have to take 3 rational number, but here property is a into b plus c. Your property is in that form. So how to solve it? Here a into then this bracket. This bracket means a is multiplied by both, by b as well as by c. So it is equal a into b plus a into c. Means this a is multiplied by both, and same is known as distributive property, and this work for both for addition and for subtraction. In subtraction here b minus c. So here also a into b minus a into c. Now in questions you have sometimes given the properties in this form. So you can convert it in that form, in short form, by taking a common, because a is same in both sides. So this a we can take it common. So this is helpful in solving the sums. Okay. Now this was distributive property. Now next property is additive inverse. Now what is additive inverse? Additive inverse, it's very simple, that if you want to find the additive inverse of any rational number. Like your rational number is 3 upon 4. Then its additive inverse is minus 3 upon 4. Okay. Then if you want to find the additive inverse of minus 5 upon 6, then its additive inverse is 5 upon 6. So what I have done here, this number is positive. So it changed into negative. And if number is given in negative form, then it becomes positive. So additive inverse, it means you have to change the sign. Positive change into negative and negative change into positive. It's very simple. Only number remain on the same place, their sign will change, and this is known as additive inverse. Okay. Then it has also one identity, that is when you add two additive inverse, means we take the number and their additive inverse. So 3 upon 4 added by minus 3 upon 4. So we get it 0 because one is in plus and one is in minus. So answer we get as 0 always. So here 0 is the identity element for addition. Okay. So this was about all additive inverse. So this thing you have to remember, because in questions most of the time ask find the additive inverse of any number. So you make the change the sign of that number, opposite sign. Now next property we have multiplicative inverse. So multiplicative inverse is again very simple. Like you have to find multiplicative inverse of P upon Q. Then the multiplicative inverse of P upon Q is Q upon P. So what I have done here, I changed the place. Numerator comes at denominator place and denominator comes at numerator place. That means their place get changed. Now if I want to find the multiplicative inverse of minus A upon B, then it is minus B upon A. Means in additive inverse we change the sign, and in multiplicative inverse we change their place. Numerator comes at denominator place and denominator comes at numerator place. Then it also has identity, that is when you multiply the multiplicative inverse, then what you get? 1 always. That means 1 is the identity element for multiplication. Okay. So this is about multiplicative inverse. Now next topic we have draw the number line, rational number, draw the rational number on number line. Okay, now number line you learn in previous classes also. You know how to draw it because you have drawn natural numbers and whole numbers, integers in previous classes. So now you have to draw rational numbers on number line. So how to draw it? Like in the center of the line, first we draw a straight line, then we take its center. On center we denote 0. Then it has two parts, right hand side the positive part and left hand side negative numbers. So this one numbers can be divided into equal parts. Here we write 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and so on. And here we write minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, minus 5 and so on. So this is the way how we can draw the number line. But now what you have to draw? You have to draw rational number on number line. So let's take one example, like draw minus 3 upon 5 on number line. Now how can we draw minus 3 upon 5? For this you have to divide numerator by denominator. That means here 3 divided by 5. So we take here decimal, so here comes 0. Now in 5 table 30 comes 6 times. That means what is it? 0.6. So 0.6, where it comes? It comes between 0 and 1. Similarly, if any number here comes 1 point something, then that number comes between 1 and 2. If number here 2 point something, then that number comes between 2 and 3. So in this way. But here we have minus sign. It means the number comes between 0 and minus 1. Okay. So here you have to make the different part. For that, so here first आपको क्या देखना है इसका डिनोमिनेटर. हियर इट्स डिनोमिनेटर इज 5. So you make its 5 part. Then one by one we have to write the number. Like here, first 0 you have to denote as 0 upon 5. Second minus 1 upon 5. Then minus 2 upon 5. Minus 3 upon 5. Minus 4 upon 5 and minus 5 upon 5. Now 0 upon 5 it means 0 and minus 5 upon 5 it means 1. Then what number we have to show here? Minus 3 upon 5. So minus 3 upon 5 you write it in the circle. And we don't need here positive numbers. So if you want then you can draw. Otherwise you can start from this side only. Okay. So in this way we can represent rational number on number line. Now with the last topic of this chapter, that is rational number between two rational numbers. So for this you can take any simple example like between 3 and 8. If I ask how many numbers between 3 and 8, then you can say 4, 5, 6 and 7. Similarly, there are infinite rational numbers between two rational numbers. So this one directly you cannot find, like you find for a natural number. मतलब natural number में जिस तरह से आप बता सकते हैं वैसे rational number में direct आप बता नहीं सकते. So first you have to solve it. So let's take one example. Choose any two rational number. We select here one negative rational number and one positive rational number. Now first we find that first we have to see that their denominator are same or not. If their denominator are not same, then we find their LCM. So LCM of 5 and 4. So you know how to find LCM. Okay. So here LCM is 2 into 2 into 5, that is 20. So in this way first you find LCM of their denominator. So LCM is 20. So now we solve one by one. So what you have to see? Denominator, that means 5. In 5 table 20 comes how many times? So how many times it comes? 4 times. So 2 4s are 8 and 5 4s are 20. Now 1 upon 4. So in 4 table 20 comes how many times? 5 times. So 4 5s are 20. So numerator also multiplied by 5. So it is 5 upon 20. Now we have to find the numbers between minus 8 upon 20 and 5 upon 20. So before minus 8 which number comes? Minus 7, minus 6, minus 5, minus 4, minus 3, minus 2, minus 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and up to 4 before 5, and denominator we put as 20. So So here how many rational number you get? So many. Means if you find the rational numbers between two rational numbers in question, this type of questions you have in exercise, to find 3 rational numbers, find 4, 5 or 10 rational numbers. So by this method you can find infinite rational numbers between them. So this was all about rational numbers, its properties and important concepts which are useful in this chapter. So you learn it. So now that's all for today. Now we will see in next video remaining topics. Thank you.